We need to go deeper. It's the cooperative sensation across all nations. Dive down and explore the mysterious trench known as the Living Infinite, where you and your friends will battle ferocious undersea creatures. Go on expeditions where treasure, secrets, and enemies alike await. Repair leaks, load torpedoes, and reroute power to shields to maintain your submersible. Navigate an undersea world that changes with every playthrough. And most importantly, eventually perish in poetic fashion. We need to go deeper. Start thinking with portholes and vote for it on Steam Greenlight today.
Hey guys, and welcome to the OP Noobs Twitch channel, where we like to feature all things related to your PC video game interest. Today we have the opportunity to chat with Jordan Farr, Ryan Farr, and David Johnson. So let's give a little bio introduction to these guys. When Jordan isn't cracking spines over his knee, he's making games. When he isn't making games, he's working hard in the lab, probably finding out new and exciting ways to crack people's spines over his knee. It's amazing what designing and coding games can do to your brain, and Jordan is living proof that game designers are the leading cause of death by spinal fracture. Well, that and car accidents. Better watch out, guys. So in between writing hot codes for games and flexing his intellectually written thigh muscles for ladies, Ryan is the bit cruncher, sparse most of his time glutton shooting and looting in Rockstar's game Grand Theft Auto 5. Critics over the internet are going rock steady for his latest crime jacking simulator. The game's expert Ryan says it's a rocking good time. I love it most of the blood spills realistically out of the bodies, and I hit him with my car. Ryan is also currently under house arrest for carjacking and some light murders. These guys are forced to be reckoned with. We have composed David. He was found by the side of the road today. Hey, did you hit your buddy? Wait, he's never left the team site since. He's currently resides over the beds of every team member simultaneously ever watching and ever reading. We also have with us Miss Lacia. She is one of our open Twitch partners. You guys probably see it live. She is an actress. She hosts her own Twitch channel at Lacia Finley TV, where she features a variety of games, all the while enjoying tacos, bacon, and Bruce Campbell. Not necessarily in that order. Wait, is the future ex-wife Bruce Campbell?
The future ex-wife. I'm a realist.
So we are here to talk about the game We Need to Go Deeper. It's currently in the action, available right on Steam. You can visit the website at weneedtogodeeper.com, or you can buy the game on Steam, and it is only $9.99. You can check it out for yourself. So, guys, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks.
Shout out to Ruin, our OPN host with the mostest, moderator, and giver of games. The odds ever in your favor. She will be giving away a copy of our featured game today. We need to go deeper, so be sure to stay tuned for your chance to win. All right.
I heard chance to win. That's probably good.
Yeah.
We like to win things around here for sure.
Yeah. So we appreciate you taking time out of your day. We at OP appreciate our followers. We hope that you guys will enjoy the show and win lots of games. If you're not following us on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or any of the other social media sites out there, be sure that you do that so you don't miss any of the ever-growing events we have coming out. So we are going to jump right into this thing. Guys, tell us a little bit of background about how you came together. What was it that brought you together besides the signal breaking, carjacking, running?
Fine cracking, yeah.
So we actually originally all met, I believe, in middle school, in like the 7th grade. And we've kind of just stuck together ever since. Obviously, Jordan and I are brothers, so that's why we're still together. But we've just been, a great group of friends, and learned and grew together, and really took an interest in video games and really building video games in high school, like junior, senior year of high school, and then started taking it really seriously once we got out of high school and started going to college.
Well, that is wonderful. David, how did you get up with this group? Middle school still? Y'all just all hanging out together?
Yeah, same deal.
We're all the same crew.
Yep.
That's a pretty tight bunch then.
How fun. Yeah. And that you all decided, like, hey, this is what I want to do together. That's fun. So do you guys have, like, an art background then? Like, is that, or were you just like, hey, I'm a kid, I enjoy playing video games, let's do this awesome thing together kind of thing?
Number 2, my lord.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
No, Nick, the awesome genius marketing guy, I almost want to call him the head honcho. He just got married, but he has a great art background. All the art in the game is, we can accredit to him if we choose to. Of course, you could accredit to me, and I would gladly take it.
Well, it is something that the players and the people in the chat have mentioned. That was one of the questions that they threw at us, was they wanted to know more about that. So we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Lacey, you want to start us off with some of the in-depth questions about the development?
Well, I don't know how in-depth any of my questions are, but like I was looking at your developers blog, which I found interesting, that you guys 2 games prior, I'm assuming we were all the same team for a long time, that you managed to like throw up a couple of games in the matter of days. So there was like your H.G. Wells Layers of the Morlocks, that what was like 7 days that you guys got that taken care of, and then Twigs that you did in like 48 hours. Like, how does that even, how?
The game games. Some folks in game development like to stretch their game development muscles, and they end up in these game jams. You have a really limited amount of time. You have a couple of rules set in place, and you just go within your time limit, and you make garbage. Garbage. Come out 48 hours later, a year older.
Yeah, it's a grueling experience, really.
I wish I would have had time to like play with that a little bit today, because I was very like, I've got to see how this works, because I know leading into the development for this game, because we're still in early access. Mm-hmm. So how long are we at now developing with this game? 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yes.
That's a huge gap. It
is.
Come on, guys. No.
Yeah, I know.
Step it up, please.
Well, we were all in school for 4 years. So a couple of us just barely graduated. So we were kind of just trying to do it in our spare time and during the summers. So it took a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're still developing though now, right? It's going well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, way better now.
Yeah, much better. Having a full-time job is way easier than full-time school, it turns out.
Oh, yeah.
For game development, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're kind of on your own in that. You are the boss. So if things don't get done, there's nobody else to blame, is there?
That's right.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. So give us a little insight then on this, like how you, I know you said you have amazing game promotions, which we were talking a little bit before we started, that, some companies might kind of lack on that end when it should be coming up. So what have you found was the best way that you have been able to get your game out there and promoted? Yeah, go.
I'll take over. I think pretty much the best way for us has just been like cold emailing people. And I think a lot of people do that, obviously. I think we were successful because early on we realized that the best way to really get people's attention wasn't necessarily to come off as being like, well, I think it's kind of hiding behind being a legitimate business and things like that, and really just trying to come off as totally personal, just saying, look, this is why we made the game, this is why we think you'd love the game, and just being ourselves.
Oh, Ryan, you cutie. You cutie. If I can pitch in a couple of things here, though. Our biggest early press hits were not coming from cold emails at all. It was coming from developing live. So the development blog that I think you were reading, probably on TIG Source, the indie game source, Games Press, i.e. you guys, love trawling through it and scooping everyone else. And they did. So Rock Paper Shotgun came in, Kotaku came in without anyone else's knowledge, and they scooped it all the way back in 2013. Wow. And now here we are in 2017 with little itty-bitty hits here and there, and then one extremely strange Taco Bell experience.
I want to
by Nick Lives.
Because this is a brand new thing for me. Please explain.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Nick doesn't say no to opportunity. I love this guy. You would love him so much. He's so lovable. He sees a contest where Taco Bell lets you enter your indie game without losing the rights to it or anything like that, unless they come knocking on our door and we find out we've signed something. Let's not worry about that last part.
You didn't hear that.
He didn't hear that here. He enters our game. It wins. I don't know what the qualifications are. And he gets $500 in Taco Bell cards. Yeah. He distributes among us, and we eat Taco Bell for like a year.
Wow. Yeah, that $500 at Taco Bell would get you that.
Starving artists, right? That's kind of like a win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. But it also got him in contact with a couple of really famous YouTubers and streamers who were there to give active advice on how to market a game and contact emails when a game came out. And so we hit up Rooster Teeth like immediately upon release and got a video, and that was legitimizing enough that big YouTubers followed, including Markiplier, including Jacksepticeye, and all the other folks. So the real answer is to get randomly lucky, sign up for a Taco Bell thing.
Yep.
Who'd have thought, right?
Yeah.
Never even knew that Taco Bell had something like that. That's
Sponsorships come in some strange places, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Right?
But that's really awesome. So how do you follow up after something like that?
I know.
Like you win on Taco Bell. Where do you go next?
So now everybody's like, where's this Taco Bell award?
Well, I wanted to go back to the previous thing you were talking about, because somebody mentioned in the game trailer that we featured at the beginning. It was one of your way back trailers when you were still using Game Maker Studio, right?
Yeah.
And so that's part of what caused the delay in putting out the game for you, I read, was that you started in Game Maker Studio and it couldn't handle all the components and things that you wanted. So then you had to transfer over to Unity. And what an experience that must have been. Give us a little idea of how that transition was for you and some of the future game developers watching.
It was really hard. We were really naive when we did it, and we kind of said, well, we have all of the art assets, we have all of the logic, right? So it'll take us a few months to get it back up to where it was. It's a completely different approach to building games, and that you really can't just, switch over so easily. You can't just copy and paste code and stuff like that, right? So it was, I think, something that was really important that we do, but it was definitely harder than we anticipated. But again, I'm glad that we did it.
Well, that's really good. Why is your game bigger than Game Maker Studios can handle? Or is that just too big of a question to answer in the span of an hour?
Or would we even understand if you told
We
us?
have a goddamn file size limit,
Yeah.
and you make your art, you make your sounds, and one day you crash into this invisible wall, and nothing works anymore. It's kind of a miracle, and then you get to switch, and that's that.
It is entirely possible and very likely that it's fixed now,
Probably.
but it was kind of like a last straw for us, I think.
Do you enjoy working in Unity better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, way better.
Well, that's good. Well, you're still in early access, so you still got a long way to go, right? There's much more to the game for us to see. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put a tree here and there, and then we're gonna call it finished. You're gonna love it.
Well, it says we need to go deeper, so there's still more to find, right?
Yeah, two trees.
Two trees.
Too?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna have those little skeleton claw hands that come out at you.
No, I don't like them.
Yeah, two of them. Gotcha.
That's the new game. Find where we put in the new trees in the dark
Yes.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's get and talk about the game a little bit. So you are out in early access. Why did you choose early access instead of just full release? Waiting. I mean, you've been working on it 5 years, so obviously you want to get something out. Why choose early access?
If I remember right, we were sort of adverse to the idea at first, weren't we? And then
Definitely.
we started to reconsider it, and
Yeah, we kind of needed money, and
yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough.
It was
Yeah,
more than just money. I mean, we sucked at testing. So for the majority of the time that we were building this game, David was out of state and he was doing his own. He was doing his own thing. So we were actually a 3-man team building a game for 4 people. You can imagine how well that gets tested. It was terrible. We had no idea what we were doing with balance, and we learned the hard way that there was no way we were going to balance this game on our own, and essentially we were going to have to unleash it on the public as our guinea pigs, and then they would play it and pay us to play it. And then we fixed it when it was
And
bad.
for that honest opinion, too, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of also pushed us to be really consistent with building the game and things like that too. So I think it wasn't something we were anticipating, but it definitely helped on that front as well, pushing us to continue, like really pushing to build the game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one thing that has been said in the Steam forums is you are very talkative to the game players. Your Discord is a great place for people to reach out to you and talk about it. From what we experienced in our group gameplay, we didn't have any problems except with a V-syncing, and you said that's a patch that's coming out very soon, right?
V-syncing is in video, like vertical syncing, or desync is in network.
I think it was we were disconnected.
Desyncing,
Yeah.
desyncing, yes.
Oh yeah. Yep. We just rebuilt position syncing on the inside for every single interior enemy, for all the players, for a bunch of exterior enemies. And if it works even better than our current implementation for exterior enemies, we're going to throw it on them too. It should be a massive reduction in traffic, so it's going to save everybody. That should be out really, really freaking soon. Ryan and I just have to build it. So Nick's on his honeymoon. He's the one who usually builds it to Steam because he's cool and we love him. So we have to figure out how to build it to Steam. Turns out it just sucks. Like, building to Steam is awful. Nobody ever tells you this, and they don't let you tell other people how to do it either. Like, you're not allowed to say. So everyone has to figure it out on their own independently. And Nick writes these insane, absurd documents on how to do it that feature a ton of like sexual innuendo from a plumber. It's great. He's a good dude.
I guess he knows how to get your attention.
Yeah.
Oh, there was plenty of that going on in the game itself, so it must
I just kind
translate
of
over.
assumed we were too good and lasted too long, so the game was like, eh.
Too much.
Out.
You're right.
I don't know.
Nature.
Because I have to say,
Uh-huh.
I was doing pretty good. We were rocking it pretty good last night. We lasted like a half hour, I think, on one of them
Yeah.
No,
until the chaos happened.
Nope. No. You can't prove it though.
But we can.
No,
we can.
in the video, it's not out, and it didn't happen.
Well, that's the nice thing about your Discord, where you've got it so people can hook up. Now, the game is for 4 players. Is that because there's 4 developers? Or you just wanted to limit to 4 people? The sub could only handle. Or is there something about a 5-man sub coming out?
Four's not the end. People really want more. We'll get to it. There's a couple of funny, dumb things that have to be done to make sure it can go up. Unity's funny. They're like, hey, do you want to have different player limits between computers? We will automatically force disconnect you.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that is something.
So we have to deal with that, but afterwards, yeah, it's probably gonna happen, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I want to go back into your Discord because that's where people are connecting, and you have open chats for people to use the voice chat so they can communicate together. So even if you have no friends, then you can go there and you can have friends to play with. So it's awesome.
I was gonna say opening it up
Solid.
more than I'm good to get that many people together at all. Like, really. So,
Yeah.
So everybody's so busy at different times, so it's really nice
Yeah.
to be open, grab somebody, and say, "Hey, let's go play."
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool too. It was actually, I think I can't remember his name, but one of the, one of our fans, one of the people in the community actually really helped us a lot with our Discord, and ended up making like a bot for us so that you can say that you're looking for a group of 4, and it will automatically try to set you up in the chat and stuff like that. So that was really cool for us.
Yeah, he's in the chat here. It's Wurzelperft. Good luck saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is killer. People have come out of the woodworks to help us out in the strangest ways that are not necessarily Taco Bell. But it's great.
Well, when you make a good game, like you guys have done, then
Thank you.
I don't know. Do you feel like that's part of the reward, having your players be such a big part of your community, helping you out? Is that part of it, as well as your personal satisfaction that you've just made a really good game?
Sorry, it's so hard to know who's going to talk first.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just raise
for
your
me-
hand.
Yeah.
School.
Yeah, I'll take it. No, for me personally, that's amazing. I remember on the day that we released, seeing like the servers start filling up and seeing people on the forums and people everywhere, and that was like by far like immediately the best thing about having this game out. It was so cool to go from having no idea if it would be successful at all to suddenly having people playing it and enjoying it and hearing from people. And we've had the opportunity to hear from people all over the world. And luckily, especially Jordan, he's been so good about taking care of the community. And I think that's really why we have such a good community, is because Jordan really early on knew exactly what to do and just go in on the forums and help people out, respond to everything. And I think that the fans that we have the reward for those actions.
Sure hope so.
yeah.
We've been called a lot of weird stuff too. That's fun. We try to be as transparent as possible, right? We're just a bunch of weirdos, just a bunch of white kids, which helps. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be completely transparent, that means people can look you up. They know who you are, right? It's everything that you think it would be.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
Maybe you
But
might want to find
it's
yourself
different.
a pseudo, what do you call it? Pen name or something? Just
I know.
Yeah.
But see, that doesn't resonate, right? We on Steam we go by our real names. It was a conscious choice because we wanted to make sure that everybody who had a problem with the game And by the way, it launched with 1,000,001 problems. Like I said, everybody was our guinea pigs. I can't believe they paid for this. No, let's not worry about that last part. It launched with a ton of problems, and reaching out to them as real people made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gamers can respect that though. They're a very passionate group of people, you know, so they're willing to tell you one way or the other, which I'm sure you probably already know. Like, but if they love it, they're very supportive. But it seems like from the community that I've seen, especially like on Steam and all that kind of stuff, that you've been getting really good, you know, community support from it. Like, people really love it, and that's got to feel great, because I mean, I'm looking through the reviews and I'm not seeing any bad ones, so it's always good. People love it. I mean, well, like the stupid people that, you know, like, that doesn't count in my opinion. Like, the only one that I read was like, couldn't get my internet to work, game sucks. And I'm like, that's not the game's fault. Like, wait, anyway. But yeah, I've read only really positive things. So that's got to feel good. It's got to feel good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's extremely rewarding, I think.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things we keep coming to is the game, and paying you guys because you made such a good piece of work here. But it's only $9.99. I was saying last night, you can't even go to a movie for 2 hours and get this kind of entertainment with your friends, and you get to hang out, and the replayability of it is really great. So it's a good deal. And you should not feel bad about that at all, people paying you for making a good game.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Celebrate that. Well, let me ask you, what's your favorite part of the game? And are any of the characters in the game, did you, like, base them on you?
I think for the second part, I don't know that any of the characters actually are based on us. Maybe in appearance on occasion. I don't know. Do you guys think otherwise?
I'm looking.
I don't know. I don't recall. Maybe by accident or
so
on purpose.
Nick didn't do us, but I distinctly recall my wife demanded that a ponytail be added, brown ponytail for her, and that was because Nick put his fiance's hairstyle in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So whose is it? Which one is the one with the bow then?
I think that's Ashley's. I think it's my wife's.
Oh, okay.
Quite possibly.
Because I was rocking that one with like a
sure
Superman
she strong-armed Nick into that.
I guess I still haven't earned the penguin hat yet.
I know. I'm like, where can I get that penguin head?
Pigeon hat.
Oh,
right.
The pigeon. How does everybody keep going for this?
Because
This
it's
is
awesome.
duped.
Now, there's
Are you
a
asking
secondary
why we're
marketing
buying
tool.
into it? Like, you're like, like, I can't believe they fell for the pigeon kind of thing.
Oh my God.
What did we do?
There is a
So
pigeon.
that's where you need to have your seconding marketing. You need to make pigeon heads.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh my God, people would wear it too. That's why I laugh. They would do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Totally
You'd
do it.
see,
Go
you'd
to
be
like
going to
PAX,
PAX
something
or
like
any
that.
of
Yeah.
What do I sell?
I'm sorry. Did we only answer like the second part of that question?
Yeah, there were like
First
3
one.
questions there.
Now I don't even remember what my first part was. It was did the characters look like you? What's your favorite part of the game?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Dave, do you want to take?
I would, yeah, I can take that. I would say listening to a lot of the stuff that Jake Lives has composed. So Nick's younger brother, man, some of his music stuff it's so good. And every time I still pull up his stuff, like not even in game, just like up on my computer and just like listen to it for a little bit. It's so good. And so I try and live up to that. Right now I'm like trying to transcribe some of his stuff, and even that is so difficult. But man, he's an awesome composer. So that's a great part. But I think gameplay wise, I don't know. I really, really like the art style, and I think that's something that a lot of people have been pretty. That's been a pretty consistent like between a lot of people, because it's unique and it's funny. Like lots of nice quirks to it too. Like people love the crouching. I love the crouching.
Yeah.
Yes.
I spent a good deal of my time walking like that.
Why we didn't
Or
get rid
just
of it?
constantly
Yeah,
jumping.
Yeah, the part where you have to sit on your friends to resurrect them. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it worked and it was funny, and people liked it, so we didn't throw
Because
it
let's
out.
be honest, gamers are going to kind of do that to each other anyway when they die, right? I mean,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
make it functional.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ryan, favorite part?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say easily my favorite part is just the fact that you have to work as a team. You know, you can't do it alone. I don't know. I don't totally know of another game that does that, and I think that's a big part of why we made the game. And I think we've been successful there. So easily my favorite part is just the fact that you have to play together and probably yell at each other, especially yelling. I love
That
that.
was the point.
Yes,
Yeah. When we built this, we were building it off of this strange space camp experience that you could have in Utah only.
Yeah.
It was very, very weird.
Is that-
Okay, so have you ever played Artemis Spaceship Bridge Simulator?
Yes.
Okay. So it's essentially like a Star Trek simulation. You and your friends take different roles, and you go on like a really realistic Star Trek mission, right?
Okay.
That did not exist long ago, and in its place was a physical set simulator that had live actors that was called the Christa McAuliffe Space Center in Utah. It was housed in an elementary school. And this thing just completely took us aback. It was something you would do as an elementary school or middle school student as a field trip.
Yeah.
Just this weird, quirky thing that was out in Utah. We couldn't find anything on the face of this planet that was like it. And we said, we got to make this. We can't live without this fun, weird, compartmentalized experience where everybody is part of a singular, bigger whole.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do it faster. We can still get that human element without the actors. We just get people, right? You just play together. And that's what we set out to do with this, and hopefully that worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a ton of fun. I mean, especially like with the coordination, like still I was learning how to balance between like, oh, I'm supposed to look at the periscope so I know what's going on. Oh, wait, something's killing me inside. I don't, By the way, like we got attacked by like 6 squids in a row. Just a little complaint, but that's fine. We got through it.
You can blame Jordan for that.
Yes, you actually can. That is my fault. I did that last update.
So it
I did
is
that
you.
intentionally.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're
We
called
got through
flood
it.
biomes.
I don't know how, but we did
When-
get
when
through
you-
it. But
When you
Yeah.
load a level chunk, there's a random chance that it's going to have one type of enemy only. And it pulls
we did have
randomly
like
from the pool
3
of all
that
enemies.
hugged us at a time, and we're like, "Yay, we got free!" And then here comes 2 more.
Yeah, usually
But I
it's
want to go to
coupled
the cave.
with raised spawn rates too.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was great. It added
You're
a
welcome.
really good level of challenge, and we survived it.
Oh,
Good.
yeah, Nick will take care of it. Nick will take care of that.
We're gonna
He's
see
your
the
go-to
next
guy.
one now. 10
least while
squids.
he's not here.
All
Yeah.
right, fine. We can
I'll
do
show
it.
you.
Let's do it. I know. Last a half an hour. Let's go. We're gonna do all these squids.
Mm.
So do you guys sit
Oh.
around and play it together as a team building exercise now?
Sometimes on our streams we'll like play with the fans, and I'd say that's, at least for me, that's most of my playtime on it, because I'm always in something else doing sound work and composing music or whatever. So I don't get a lot of direct interaction with the innards of the game. It's just kind of, hey, I made the sound. Here you guys go. See you later.
Yeah.
Just lock him in a room. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Not allowed to come out. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of true for all of us. We're so busy. So, yeah, pretty much the only time we get to actually play it and try to have fun is on the stream with fans. So, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, now's your time to shine. You get to tell them that you work for NASA, that you have a full-time job.
Jordan,
Really? Yeah.
I do work for NASA, but Jordan also has a full-time job as a biotechnologist at Case Western Reserve University. So, I don't have too much room to brag.
Oh.
Nobody knows what
Doing
Case
this
Western
and
is,
that in your
Ryan.
spare
Everyone
time.
knows what fucking NASA is.
it sounded good. It really did. It sounded fancy.
But yeah,
I
we
love
have
your inspiration behind it, though, what you were just telling us. That's a really clever way to do this, and it wouldn't have tied the two together unless you told us that. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the lead designer of Zelda, right? Who said, design off of real life. Don't design off of games. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions when people start making games is that you should make something that you enjoy playing. I mean, in all likelihood, because it's something that you've already played, right?
Yeah.
You should do it because it doesn't exist, right? That's the main reason you should make a game. It's something that you want to play, but it doesn't exist yet.
Well, that's
Love
a very
it.
good reason.
Yeah, and then a bunch of cool games beat us to the punch because they were smarter.
I don't know about that. This is very unique, as we were saying. We haven't seen anything really like this. So Starship, the Artemis Starship is different because everybody has a different scene that they do, like the engineer and
Yeah,
all
they're
those
trapped
things,
in
but
their
here
role.
we're all together.
Mhm.
Yeah. But what was that one that started at the same time as us? They were on TigSource with us. Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so freaking smart. They
They
didn't
were.
do online multiplayer. There's no such thing as a smarter person, okay?
Oh, we're not
Like-
doing that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, never. Don't, guys, if you're getting into making games, don't do online multiplayer. It will kill you. It will physically kill you. Bye.
Well, you have done a great job with this. So I want to jump back to one of our people in the chat was asking, I think it was, let me look back here, Hayes, who played with us the other night. He wanted to talk about the artwork. What inspired the Jules Verne art, other than being submarine and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? But what was the inspiration behind doing that style?
It's probably a great question for Nick.
Yeah, if only you were here.
Oh,
I should all speculate.
thanks.
Why don't we just like throw them under the bus and just make something up?
He already
This is
said
our
he'd take
time to
credit for it
shine.
anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, Jordan's going to take credit for it. Well, okay, so Jordan, what was your inspiration for the artwork?
Man, I just can't get enough of that. Ah, got nothing. Bye.
Oh, I know.
Sorry,
Nick's got, like,
Zays. I guess we don't know tonight.
He
I
did
don't
say
know.
that he was also inspired by the artist that did the 2D work for Monty Python.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? He also worked on Brazil. Dang it. Nobody?
No clue.
I don't
No.
remember.
Yeah,
It's a weird
no,
one.
sorry.
But yeah, other than that, it was the 2D line work from 20,000 Leagues.
Well, I can see the Monty Python inspiration in there too, with the disjointed and the 2D art pieces. And the dirty, it's a little bit dirtiness to it. A sub should have that, right? Because you're living and working down there, and it's going to have that grunge look. Got a touch of steampunk going on to it. So,
Yeah, pretty much stapled together. Just chunks, just stapled in there. Barely holding together.
well, the mechanics work and everything comes together really nicely with it. We had a fun time playing it. I want to encourage everyone in the chat. You've got to go check it out. You check the game out. It's on Steam. It's on their website. I want to follow up if give you a chance to talk about anything else you want to tell us about your future, what's going on.
Got an update coming out.
Yeah. Mhm.
New
Now,
submarine.
What you going to call this one? Because the last one was called Totally Milking It or something like that.
Yeah, the milk.
Oh yeah, they have to have like sexual innuendo names that are just off enough. For some reason, we ended up picking that up and it worked. Because the title of the game is We Need to Go Deeper. People
Yeah.
like that. People say that's what she said. And we thought, hey, that's great. I don't care. Cool. So we've been doing that every update. There's
Yeah, we
like a
can't
hot
wait
and
to
heavy
see what you come up
update.
with the name for the next one.
Oh shit, we're supposed to know that.
Yeah.
No, not now.
Well, I was going to say we usually
No, we're
ask that,
supposed
but I
to
figured
release
since
it.
we're still
He's not
developing
here.
this one, you know.
I mean,
yeah,
it could be
Well,
the
this is your
random
perfect
in-there
moment to
update.
put all the words in his mouth you want.
Oh, we do every time he's not around.
Every time.
We tell our fans that he will take care of every single problem.
Mhm.
It's now a running joke to say Nick will take care of that.
Comes back from honeymoon, 10,000 emails.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That
Personal
man-
email, not a business one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, Jordan, Ryan, and David, I want to thank you so much for answering all of our questions today, giving us some really valuable insights into your game development thoughts and ideas. If any of our viewers are interested, you can find out more by visiting the website at weneedtogodeeper.com. I want to thank Lacia for hosting with me today. I need to check with Sweet Ruin in our chat how our game giveaways are going. We do have a copy of the game to give away. So, but we want to do that before we end our show today. So let me get back to her with that. See how it's going. In the meantime,
I've not been paying attention to them at all this time. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, we can play with you guys sometime in the Discord.
I was gonna say we should have a challenge night, guys, because now we have our 4-man amazing team.
Yes.
And once Nick's done with like his honeymoon or whatever vacation he's on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, get all those.
I want that Taco Bell award, damn it. Is it up for grabs?
Right. Maybe you need a new hat game. Taco hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nick's on it. He's working on it.
Yeah,
Working hard on that.
We are glad to know that. Nick is the go-to guy.
He's
You
got it.
guys want one more funny bullshit story for what we've done? Because you guys are doing a giveaway right now.
Yes.
So on April Fool's Day, we too did a giveaway on a live stream. We did a big giveaway, and we put it in Comic Sans font right over the top of the stream, so you knew it was legit. And we give away 36 valid Steam keys to $1 bundle that we found on Bundle Stars. And most of it was DLC or soundtracks that you would have to own the game to get, since we separated it out.
Only your people.
Yeah. I think we ended up turning a profit, though, right?
Somebody donated $20. We spent $1.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
See, you
that was
have
good.
diehard fans. They love it.
It was the only time anyone's ever donated. They were like, "Oh man, you guys are great," out of the kindness of your hearts, and then they probably got their Steam key and were like, "What the fuck?"
And I bet you didn't lose a wink of sleep.
No.
No.
No, but they didn't go have Taco Bell for dinner, probably.
Yeah.
$500 worth.
Pizza
You know
Hut or
what's funny?
something, right?
We actually did.
What's that?
We did get Taco Bell that day. It was cool.
Well, I'm going to say that's probably your fancy dinners for life now. That's where it all started, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What? No Kickstarter for you guys?
Oh, sorry, you cut out there, Ariana.
I said there was no Kickstarter for you guys?
Oh, no, yeah.
No.
Nope.
We knew how young we were. So we're all 23 right now.
Mhm.
Say your
Imagine that 5 years ago, we're 18.
Ooh.
We were fortunate enough at 18 to know that we could not make promises that were going to be legally binding and have fiscal consequences.
All right.
So
Yeah.
we didn't. We did this on a $0 budget
Yeah.
and then released it. So that was really cool. It
Yeah.
makes for a
Yeah.
story, I guess.
But you made such a success of it, really and truly. We all
Thank you.
enjoyed it. I think everybody in the chat has been saying that they've enjoyed it, and people are going to be looking forward to it. We can't wait to see what you've got coming out next for it. So we'll be
Exciting
watching for
stuff.
that next
Trees.
update.
Nothing.
You didn't say a word, right?
That in chat right there, like game keys.
Mm.
That's how the promises are. Let's see what he did.
He's I don't know that guy.
Right.
It's too late to disown him now. You called him out earlier.
Oh, well, guys, again, I want to say thank you so much, all of you. And all of you in the chat for being here. Lacey, thank you for hosting with me today. Sweet Ruin, thank you for hosting the chat discussion and keeping it going while giving away some really, really great games. I also want to say thank you to our behind-the-scenes man and the president of OPN, Fred, handling the tech side of the show. We wouldn't be on the air without it in one way. So be sure to check out opnnoobs.com for our latest indie game reviews, our E4I coverage, and other game-related info. And don't forget to follow us here on the Twitch channel before you go, so you can come see more live shows, more interviews, reviews. And our next show will be Monday, September 11th at 7 p.m., where we'll be talking with the game developers of XGen Studios about their game, The Lone. So, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And the curtain closed.